Just a very minor thing and you're like,
won't you put it in the nylon for me? Won't you put it in the nylon for me?
not here. You pay for your plastic. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. I'm so happy to see you. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. My name is Adeze and I'm a beauty consultant and a makeup artist, and I create wholesome content around beauty, faith, family, and lifestyle. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. You know how we do it. All right, in this is my first video of the year, and I just want to do a series, and it's gonna be around culture shock, the shocks that I experienced, you know, as a Nigerian living in South Africa. And yeah, I just want to share some of them with you. So this is the disclaimer right here, right? These are my experiences, what I experienced personally. This is not to put down Nigeria or put down South Africa or put down any country. I'm just about to share my experiences and, you know, and how like I felt experiencing them. So this is just a disclaimer, all right? Let's go right into the video. The first shock I experienced here is the weather. The weather. You know, back in Nigeria, I stayed in the eastern part of Nigeria growing up, and we never experienced, you know, very cold, intensively cold weather. We never experienced it. Yeah, it was just maybe when it rains, you put on your sweater and all of that. There was no such thing as like 0 degrees. But hey, when I came here, I experienced winter. It was it was wonderful. I had to even buy gloves for my fingers because my fingers were almost freezing. I don't know. The cold just had something to do with my fingers. Like, it was bad. Yeah, so here in South Africa, we have summer, we have spring, we have winter, you know, but back home in Nigeria, we have, you know, what we call maybe rainy season, dry season, what we call harmattan, like when it's like very dry and there's so much dust everywhere and it's cold. It's usually cold then. That's actually like what we experienced there. But here, it's different, really. It's different. The sun is scorching. The winter is cold. The weather is wonderful. Yeah, so now the second thing I experienced that was like a shock to me was like I saw the different races here, you know. You have the Indians, you have the colored, you have the blacks, obviously you have the whites, you know, so like different races. And another thing that really shocked me also was, you know, in Nigeria, you just ask people like, where are you from? And the person goes like, I'm from maybe Oyo State, I'm from Lagos State, I'm from Anambra State, I'm from, you know, just tell you where they're from, because in Nigeria we have states, we have like 36 states. But here, there are lots of foreign nationals here, like foreigners here. You know, you ask someone, where are you from? The person goes like, I'm from Zimbabwe, or I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Ghana, I'm from China, I'm from different countries, right? Yeah, that was one of the shocks. So you get to have friends of different nationalities, you know, not like in Nigeria where your friends are like from different states or even from the same state where you are. So yeah, that was one of the shocks I experienced here. The third shock was rent is paid monthly. Guys, rent is paid monthly here. Like, you know, it's so unusual because in Nigeria, you pay your rent annually, or even some pay 2 years ahead, you get. But here, every month, like every 31st or 30th, you know that you're about to pay your rent, you know. So that is like so different from what we have here. So different. Rent is paid monthly. So as you're making your expenses and all of that, you're just keeping aside your rent. But back home, you don't think about your rent because you just pay your rent once in a year and you're over with it till the next year. This is how it's done here. Next one is here, the economy is run on credit. So it has its advantages and disadvantages, if you ask me, because yeah, you can afford to buy anything that you want. If a car comes out today, you can just see it on the road today, really. Somebody just buys it and then keeps paying, So it just helps you to buy the things that you need and pay over time. But in Nigeria, no, you save for what you need and then you get them. So it just has its own advantages and disadvantages, really, because, how do I even put it? Like, okay, for instance, like in Nigeria, you can not have money. You can be broke and not owing anybody, right? You just have yourself to worry about. But here, you can actually be broke, like you don't have any money, any cash at hand, and you're in debt. That's like, it's crazy, okay? Because everything is so enticed that like you can afford to get anything you want on credit and then pay over time. And and the next one is the beginning of the school term is January here. All right, it's January and there are 4 terms in a year. Talking about the high school, right? What we call secondary school back in Nigeria. But in Nigeria, we have the beginning of the school year is September. Yeah, and we have 3 terms in a year. All right. Yeah, so that's like different. So in Nigeria we have from September to December, that's like your first term, and then you have your Christmas break, and then you resume January, and then in maybe March or beginning of April, just the Easter break, the Easter period, you just have your break, and then that's like your second term, and the third term is from maybe April to somewhere around July, and that's your third term, and then you have your long vacation in August. Then in September you start another session. So that's how it's done in Nigeria. But here you start from January to December, and then you do that over again. Another one is that the steering is on the right, guys. So here we have in Nigeria, they have the left wheel drive. Here it's on the right, guys. Like, I kept making that mistake here. Like, anytime I wanted to enter the car, I would always like enter to the driver's side, thinking it's the passenger side. And there was even a time I like entered the car to the driver's seat with the steering in front of me, and I didn't see the steering, all because in my mind I was sitting at the passenger side. Like, I even keep making, not anymore though, but like I kept making that mistake. It was so strange to me, like so strange to me, because all my life I've always seen the steering on the left, and here the steering is on the right. So it was so strange to me. And then the roads are opposites of what we have in Nigeria. So if you're driving forward, if that makes sense, you're driving on the right, and if you're coming back, you're driving on the left. But here, if you're going, you're driving on the left, and if you're coming, you're driving on the right. So it's just directly opposite of what we have in Nigeria. And that was like one of the shocks I experienced, because I just wasn't understanding the road. It was just the next one, guys, you pay for nylon. You pay for nylon, they call it plastic here, right? You pay for plastics. So when you go to get something from the store, the cashier goes like, "Plastic, please?" I'm like, "Plastic?" So you actually pay for plastic. But back home, you just get a pencil, or you get just a very minor thing, and you're like,
"Won't you put it in the nylon for me? Won't you put it in the nylon for me?"
Not here. You pay for your plastic. That was one culture shock I experienced, So it was crazy, really. Like, I just, even till now, I've not really understood it, why I have to buy so much from a store, buy so much. Here, basically, we buy from stores, and then I have to do all my shopping in the store, and then I still have to pay for plastics. for you to put the goods in. Like, till now, it doesn't make sense to me really, but it is what it is. Yeah, so that is it. The next one is we drink directly from the tap. Now, this is not really a shock to me, a big shock to me, because the place that we stayed growing up, there was a water supply there, so we drank from the tap, or we kind of filled our tank from the tap and then we drank from there, if that makes sense. Yeah, but when we got older, we moved to our own place, and there was no water supply, so we had to make do with bottled water, sachet water, and all of that. So yeah, but here it's just like the norm. People drink from the tap, and it's clean, and it was a little bit somehow to me at first, but yeah, I just started getting used to it. It's just normal that you drink from the tap, or you fill your water bottles from the tap and then you put in the fridge or something. Like, you really drink tap water and it's normal. Yeah, so it's one of the shocks that I experienced. So the next one is the guys here are chilled. You know, our guys in Nigeria, they're like, everybody's hustling, and here it's not like that. I had this experience. I went to like somewhere like an open market, somewhat an open market, not really an open market. Yeah, with my husband, and then we wanted to buy stuff, fruits and all. Like, everybody was just on their own. Nobody was calling you to, like, maybe buy from me and all of that. Back home, everybody's like, trying to get their customers, trying to, in a market situation, if that makes sense, But here, this thing they say in Nigeria, I cannot come and kill myself. They are not just bothered, they're so chilled and enjoying their lives and all of that, which is a good thing though. Yeah. So next one is, there are some words that they use here. A lot of them though, but I'm just going to talk about one that really shocked me. The use of must, like M-U-S-T. Must, used in Nigeria, it's more like a command, or trying to tell you that something is compulsory, that you must do it. Like, you must pick that thing up. It means like compulsorily you must pick it. But here, must is more like you trying to be respectful or something. Like, must I come pick you up? I'm like, my mind, must I come pick you up? No, you mustn't. But here, it's not actually what they mean. They're just kind of trying to be respectful, or nice or something like that. But back home, you use must when you're trying to like enforce something, like trying to tell them that it is compulsory, like you must do it. And I couldn't really understand it, but yeah, it was a shock to me, really. Yeah, the use of must. So the next one is, in the garage, they call what we call filling station in Nigeria, they call it garage here. So in the garage, you have access to your windscreen being cleaned, if you want to put air in your tire and all of that, you do that free of charge. Yeah, you do that free of charge. But in Nigeria, nobody does that for you. In fact, if you want to put air in your tire, you pay a roadside vulcanizer to do that for you. That's normally what we do, right? But here it's all encompassing. Just because you want to buy petrol and you want to do these other things, then you do them free of charge. And I think that is really very, very nice, very sweet. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to know what you think. If you have any questions for me in the comment section, I will be more than pleased to answer. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Please guys, subscribe to the channel so we'll grow together. We're trying to build a community, so we'll grow together. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in my next one. Bye guys.